Welcome to this tutorial on if expressions in Kotlin. In Kotlin, if works not just as a statement, but as an expression that can return values. This makes your code more concise and enables you to write in a functional programming style. Let's explore how conditional logic can return values directly. Before diving into if expressions, let's understand the difference between statements and expressions. A statement performs an action but doesn't return a value. It simply executes code. An expression, on the other hand, evaluates to a value that can be assigned to a variable or returned from a function. This distinction is fundamental to understanding how if works in Kotlin. Here's how if works as a traditional statement. First, you declare a variable named score with a value of 85. Then you create a mutable variable called result of type string. Inside the if statement, you check if score is greater than or equal to 60. If true, you assign the string pass to result. Otherwise, in the else block, you assign fail to result. Notice that you need a mutable variable here because you're assigning values after declaration. Now let's see the same logic using if as an expression. You declare score as 85. Then you can directly assign the result of the if expression to an immutable val named result. The if expression checks if score is greater than or equal to 60. If true, it returns the string pass. Otherwise, it returns fail. The entire if expression evaluates to a value, which gets assigned to result. No mutable variable needed. This approach is cleaner and safer. If expressions can also use code blocks with curly braces. When using blocks, the last expression in each block becomes the return value. In this example, if score is greater than or equal to 90, the first block executes. It prints excellent, and then the last expression, the string A, becomes the return value. If the condition is false, the else block runs, prints good effort, and returns the string B. Remember, only the last expression in each block is returned. You can chain multiple conditions using else if, and it still works as an expression. Here, you're assigning a grade based on score ranges. If score is greater than or equal to 90, it returns A. Else if score is greater than or equal to 80, it returns B. Else if score is greater than or equal to 70, it returns C. Otherwise, it returns F. Each branch returns a value, and the entire chain evaluates to one of these values which gets assigned to grade. If expressions are useful in many scenarios. For function returns, you can return different values based on conditions without needing intermediate variables. For property initialization, you can initialize class properties conditionally in a single expression. For argument passing, you can pass conditional values directly to function calls without storing them first. These patterns make your code more concise and expressive. Let's recap the key points. If expressions return values and enable you to write immutable code using val instead of var. The last expression in each block becomes the return value, so make sure it evaluates to what you need. The else branch is required when using if as an expression because every possible path must return a value. Finally, prefer expressions over statements whenever possible for cleaner and safer code. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.